because of getting supper at the Metropolitan grocery store.
Okay. Well, this is Epic Sketch Time number, I can't remember what. Let's say 4. 4. My name is James Stowe, and I am joined by, please go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Bill Morse. I do a webcomic called Rhapsodies at rhapsodies.wpmorse.com.
And I am Pat McEwen, and I do a comic called The Devil and Mr. Gandhi at devilandgandhi.com.
There you go. And this is Epic Sketch Time. We're going to be drawing epically for about an hour or so. I myself tonight am drawing some Portal-themed Valentines. Every year I draw Valentines for my kids, whatever they want me to draw. And this year my son wanted me to draw Portal. So Portal it is. Have either of you played that game?
No, I've heard about it. I like the voice actress who plays the villain is very good, though.
Yes, the GLaDOS is hilarious.
There's this really, I get a kick out. There's this at a convention she did this bit with GLaDOS doing a letter to Princess Celestia, which I recommend anybody to look up.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, is she also that voice?
No, this was just some little shtick she did at a panel. And it went viral almost instantly.
And what are you guys drawing tonight? Oh God, is that Batman?
Batman! Batman! Batman!
I would not have guessed that you'd be drawing Batman.
Well, Batman is a great fallback type of... I was actually working on a digital sketch earlier, and I got done with that, which I wasn't expecting to do so early. So then it's like, okay, I'll draw Batman.
Now, are you still doing the East Coast time Epic Sketch Times? Or no?
No, I haven't done those since we've switched to the kind of broadcast format of that. It was not always the best of turnouts, so it was. Bill was very friendly and helpful enough to show up, and Mark would show up for some of it. Locke would sometimes come to those earlier times, but it kind of varied week by week. So.
Sure. What are you working on tonight, Bill?
Oh, a little bit of everything. Mostly, I'm just brainstorming for to finish off a storyline that ends in it's what is it scheduled for? I was doing something for Darwin Lincoln Day because it ended on a Friday. I figured I could work a story around it, but if I don't think of anything new, I was also had this small cartoon I was trying to finish that a friend of mine sort of commissioned, sort of didn't, as a sort of political cartoon. I'm opening it up now. It's mostly finished, but I wasn't completely sure. It still looked a little bit sloppy. I'll have it open in a second to see if get second opinions from you all.
You said it's a political cartoon?
More, yeah, sort of political, sort of goings on. Essentially, I don't know if you heard, but the Seattle Art Museum is finally getting getting rid of that car display that they have out in the lobby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so considering this friend who does this political satirical blog, was suggesting the idea that they replace it with buses, and it's opening up right now. Sorry about it. Should have had it ready from the start. And so here's. Come on. And it's being reluctant to get me. And it doesn't appear to be letting me screen share at this moment.
Well, when you get it up, let me know.
Okay.
So, have any of you been working on anything interesting?
Okay, finally got it. Here it is.
There you
Uh, Sorry, I had to reload to get it to behave itself. So it's mostly done. I think this mostly works, but it's still a little bit sloppy to me. I don't really want to spend that much more time on it. I mean, this guy definitely, I definitely have, this guy definitely has credit on me, but at the same time, I don't like to spend way too much time just wanting him to take me my artistic favors for granted.
go. I think it's pretty good. I would say if anything, the back bus
Uh-huh.
looks really quickly done.
Okay, so clean that one up and you think
I
it's
would
good?
say, yeah, if you clean that one up, that will help out a lot.
Okay, cool.
That shouldn't take too much time.
I'm on the tag end of a annoying cold, which I'm hoping I'll nail tonight if I go to bed right after this.
Hello, everybody.
Hello?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. A little late today, but I made it.
Yeah, great. And what are you going to be working on? Oh, and please say who you are for people who may or may not be watching.
I am Deanna Brigman, and I make a webcomic that just launched called Obscurato.
There you go.
And I will be working on another page on that one, page 8.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, I guess Mark is having trouble logging in. Could anybody invite Mark, or am I the only one that can invite people?
I have no idea.
Let me try to do that again.
Yes! Ah, thank you. Well, can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Ah, I see Stowe has his microphone turned off for some reason. And who is doing the lovely Batman tonight?
That would be me, Mark. Batman.
So, how many na-na-nas are there in na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na? I always forget.
As many as you want.
You are cut off, sir. Cut off. I don't know what you've had to drink so far today, but
So, was I the only one experiencing technical difficulties tonight?
it appears that you were, yes. Everybody
I,
else got their invite fine.
Well, I got my invite, it just wasn't, the link wasn't working. So, was I annoying you with my multiple pleas for assistance?
No, I actually only saw the one,
Which one?
the Twitter one.
Oh, okay. So you didn't see the one that I sent you on text message or the voice message
Oh
or
no, I don't have my
Google
phone.
message.
I don't have my phone next to me.
Ah,
Yeah, if you ever want to get in touch with me, Twitter is the way to go.
that was the first way I went. I'm sensing a theme in your artwork tonight, Stowe.
Me? Oh yeah, I'm doing. I make Valentine's every year, and these are Valentines requested by my son from the video game Portal.
And I thought for sure you were going to go with this whole Star Trek thing with the whole Valentine's for mom and dad. And
I'm going to do. I'm also going to do a Star Wars set. I'm very sure. But he specifically asked for Portal, so Portal it is.
Well, nice that he's being nonconformist.
Yeah, I think the Star Wars whole thing is all me. I'm the one that wants that.
Yeah, I mean, speaking from my taste in science fiction, I occasionally have my Stumble Upon page set to science fiction, and I am internally frustrated that there's no way to set it for science fiction except Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who.
there's no just blanket star science sci-fi section?
Oh, yes, there is, but that includes, but half of it is Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who.
I can see that. That's just the price you pay.
So I've decided, if you take a look at my screen, not to go with. I'm now doing the background colors of all my images.
That is beautiful.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
the reds.
And I decided that it would be better to go with a color that actually suits the artwork than to try to do 4 different fields, because I have so many aquatic stuff, and I'd have to, figure out, okay, what's a red background, what's a blue background, what's a green background, and I thought, oh my god, that's just too much work. So earlier today, I went into my, wrote down a bunch of numbers, 1 through 52, then dealed out a deck and just randomly assigned things. So this fellow here will be... Oh, he's going to be the 6 of diamonds.
So is there a specific theme for what makes each suit, or just...
Nope, that was completely random. I thought about doing a theme on the suits based on, aquatic or humanoid-esque or something of that nature, and it just wasn't working out.
Yeah, I had a friend who runs a comic book store had just gotten a Justice League tarot card deck in stock, which he was showing off. It was rather interesting who he was picking for those. They were picking for those.
I'm assuming that the Joker was in the deck.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember what hand he was. Let's see. Batman was Justice.
Mm.
I believe Superman was the Emperor and Wonder Woman was the Empress. I think Martian Manhunter was Knight of Cups.
That is somewhat random.
My favorite tarot card set is this thing I got way back in college, back in 1982. It's a Morgan Greer deck. And some artist just spent his summer working on a nice deck, and it's got a really nice look to it, but I haven't seen it since then. So I think he just did a limited run of, whatever many thousand, and that was it. I'll have to dig them up and bring them to show and tell sometime. They're very pretty. What I'm doing now is on the images that I do have the background color completed on, I'm making sure that I'm using the same line fill combination. I'm kind of going for not really a rich black, but sort of like a...
Oh, you were talking about that, the warm black with a touch of cyan, was it?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm putting in a 30% cyan, magenta, and yellow, and then 100% black, and having that as... It's fitting with all my tint tones, all my toning that I did was with that formula for my black, so I want to make sure that my top layer of black is not just a straight cyan, a straight black, otherwise it'll look funky. And here we have Montango, aka Attack of the Mushroom People.
Oh, that one actually looks...
Oh, thank you, Bill. Yeah, that actually looks nice, doesn't it?
No, I meant
A big FOU to you too, Bill.
the design. My compliments to whatever costume maker from the 50s who did it.
Oh, I see.
How a lot of them come out.
It was the first Japanese horror movie that was in color, by the way. I'm sorry, I was a little cranky. I haven't been able to find my American Express card, and after this meeting, I'm going to probably have to search around the house. I probably just mislaid it, but I'm going to have to call them up and tell them to send me a new card, and then I'm sure tomorrow I'll find it.
Are they still in business? I haven't heard about them for ages.
American Express?
Yeah.
Oh, you obviously don't shop at Costco.
No, I do not.
What's
Well,
that to do with Costco?
Well, for the last 5 years, or since Costco's open, the only credit card they would take in the store would be American Express.
What?
Oh, yeah. But they lost, for some reason, that deal did not go through this last year. And the only reason I have an American Express card is to shop at Costco with.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah, your whole Costco ID's on it, and a little picture on the back, all that noise. You know, I love these things, and I could probably spend endless amounts of time going back in and spending more time and coloring them all. But I finally told myself I just need to finish, do the backgrounds, put together a Kickstarter, and call this thing done. Like,
Hmm.
like I would love to go back in on this and add more white highlights and some tone and stuff, but
It's interesting. One of the things I learned, got out of doing a lot of those 30 days challenges is is that you essentially have to go in knowing, try and get a good deadline going, but at the same time knowing you have to own it. And so, while obviously this is not a license to slack, at the same time knowing that you only are allowed to do so much with it.
so Stowe, I saw that you were doing a little survey on this topic. How'd that turn out?
The claw survey?
No, I'm not the claw survey. The survey on spending time on your comic.
Oh, yeah. Most people were like, if you love it, then it doesn't matter how much time you spend on it. And then most people chimed in a little bit more with, but if it's a business, you should really track how many hours you're working on it and figure out whether you're doing enough or not. I personally am okay with the amount of time I am spending working on sidekick quests. That said, I would love to do more of them a week, and the amount of time I devote to one page at this point uh, really negates being able to do that. Although, granted, if I did less freelance work, I would have more time to work on the comic.
Okay. Okay, I think this puppy is done.
Oh, the buses?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially the door of the third bus is much better.
Okay.
Yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
I really love designing these kinds of pieces where everything kind of fits together. Well, speaking of the how long you work on your comic subject, how long does everybody take on average?
Ugh. It depends on whether I know what I'm doing or not.
So writing is a big time sink.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, essentially, I had a technique of getting around writer's block, which turned into a bad habit that I really need to break. Where I'm was doing a lot of cranking out stock art, praying. I think of the story. Uh, the dialogue afterwards, and frequently that would end up with a whole lot of wasted time in the long run. When I get a decent script done, then I can pretty much crank stuff out.
So
So,
on average, though, how long do you think it takes?
I take about an hour to write it, and about an hour and a half to ink it, and then about another hour to prep the file, do all the corrections, resave it into a web format, and then to distribute it out on the web. So not just creating it, but getting it up and posted is part of what I include into it. So anywhere, I mean, minimum 3 to 4 hours, often 5 per strip. That's for the comic critic.
that sounds about right for me too. The- But then, and don't get me started on Sunday strips, which is one reason I don't do them very often.
Oh, so that claw survey you sent out.
Yeah.
I know you said you went in and fixed
The permissions, yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, I still can't get in.
Hmm.
So I'll try tackling it again tomorrow, but after messing around with it for 20 minutes trying to get into that, I just kind of gave up on that.
Oh, that's weird.
Has anyone else responded to it?
Somebody has already filled it out, so it's working. And hopefully I get more than just you and Brill is the guy who's already filled it out. Hopefully I get more than just you and Brill. Although I don't expect much.
So, Bill, I got a interesting double feature that I'm going to be watching myself this next week.
Yes.
One is a zombie movie called Cooties.
Don't think I know that one.
That's the zombie virus only affects like kids that have not had puberty, right?
I think the premise is that it starts on a playground because kids are full of germs. And it's a logical idea that, that's where the virus would start.
And it's got some comedians in it, doesn't it?
I'm trying to think who's in it. I know Daniel Radcliffe is in it, but I'm not sure who else is. The other movie is another little humorous horror film called Voices, where this guy obviously has a psychotic break or starts developing schizophrenia, and his pets start talking to him.
And are they clear whether this is him being crazy or if it's...
Oh yeah, he's totally crazy because when he kills somebody and keeps their head in the fridge, the head starts talking to him. So I'm pretty sure it's a nut job.
Okay.
Plus, his goldfish tells him from the get-go that he's totally nuts.
Oh,
Whereas, the cat and the dog, they're talking like a cat and a dog would.
Wait, so in this premise, the goldfish is the smartest pet?
I think the goldfish is the one that I don't know if you've seen not the John Wayne film The Quiet Man, but he was a quiet man with the Kevin Bacon, where it's all about this guy who goes nuts at his office and starts shooting people.
No, I haven't seen that.
Anyway, it's all about his little personal psychological delusion. So you have a hard time telling, what's reality and what's not. And in that one, his goldfish is constantly telling him that he's gone insane.
uh-huh.
So I think it's a little homage to that one.
Well, I told Mark earlier, but my plans for my film selection this week is I'm doing a Roberto Benigni marathon.
Nice.
So I made a list of everything except for Life is Beautiful, which I've already seen.
And how many more films does he have?
Quite a few. I'm trying to limit myself to the ones that he's directed as well. But there's the few that looked especially promising. The one that like he did a version of Pinocchio that is much closer to the original material, though that one seemed a little cheesy to me.
He is in Pinocchio, is it?
Yeah, he is Pinocchio, I believe. And then the one that I really like, which I hope they have, the fact that it didn't have an English name suggests that it might not have ever come stateside, but it translates as The Little Demon, and the premise of it is that a exorcist successfully removes a demonic spirit from a patient, but the thing is, suddenly he finds himself stuck with the demon, who is played by Benigni.
That's interesting.
Has anyone seen the original Bedazzled with Dudley Moore?
Not all of it, just bits.
You mean the devil?
Yeah.
No, not the devil. Bedazzled.
You know the one where Dudley Moore sells his soul for 6 wishes?
Yeah, isn't that the devil?
I'm pretty sure it's Bedazzled.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
There was a modern version of Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser that came out, but the guy who plays the devil in the Dudley Moore one of my favorite scenes is he's in a dry cleaning store with a hammer and he's smashing buttons randomly on shirts.
He's doing it. What?
Yeah, haven't you ever taken a shirt into the dry cleaners and found that one of the buttons is broken off? Or
Sure.
Ah.
and that film is filled with little touches like that with the devil all the way through it.
I like the bit where he tells him why he fell. Where he's saying, okay, I'll sit here and you do hosannas for me, dance around me doing hosannas. And after a minute and a half, Dudley's going, I can't do this anymore. And the devil goes, there, you see?
Yeah, and the Brandon Fraser version, I think it's Angelina Jolie who's the devil.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
It's Elizabeth Hurley.
yeah.
Oh, I am such a sexist pig for not having those two straight.
It's sad that we all know.
So what is everyone else working on tonight?
Oh, the
I mean,
moment
I saw Bill's with the buses, and you're now doing Mary Lincoln?
I'm doing a I'm this today this strip just this strip this current storyline culminates with Darwin Lincoln Day. So I'm just sort of trying to having her and Emily making a cameo and making sure I've got them right for it.
Well, I'm working on page 8 of my webcomic.
Was that the one with the fellow holding a horse?
Yes, that is correct. I have it up so I remember what I dressed him in.
On.
I love it when we all get working and it gets super quiet.
Uh-huh.
Probably not the best thing for anybody watching this one, but at least I feel productive.
I'm looking at this bear from the movie Prophecy, and I'm thinking that I do need to go in with a tone on the fur
Huh.
and some parts of the flesh, but
Well, you'd finished that one a few months ago.
yeah, well, I'm coming back to it because I've been using tone and tints a lot on all my other images, but this is one of the few that doesn't have a tone on it.
It's rather funny. I have vivid memory. I never saw it, but I have vivid memories of the poster for it when it was at the Damariscotta, Maine movie theater.
And for those who don't check out my website all the time, or rather my Facebook page, the image one of the images I submitted to Emerald City's Monster and Dames book was accepted.
Oh, congratulations. Which one?
Oh, yeah,
Oddly enough, it was the Robo Tiki one. I figured that since they were going to go through new management, they probably haven't seen it before. Zootype, whoever that is. But I was kind of hoping they'd go for the other one at this point, because
they went for the one from last year over the one from this year.
well, actually it was from 2 years ago. So, well, I'll just submit the one that I did for this year next time around. But I'm sure that's going to bring a lot of people to my table. Because in years past, I've had people come to the table saying, hey, aren't you one of the artists in this thing? And I have to say, no, I'm not. And they go, oh. I'm wondering if maybe there was somebody on the committee and someone remembered from last year that I said I won a silver award for the illustration. They said, oh, this guy won an award for this one. We should have it in there. Or, I'm always kind of curious. I didn't think Nick Butler had a table, but he said that he submitted stuff and he didn't get accepted. Still, have you heard anything from Jesus since this weekend? In regards to the event at Freight House Square? Did we lose Stowe? Did he sign off already?
I don't see him on the list down at the bottom. I'm actually taking off myself. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, and see you next time.
Okay.
Oh, it is that time, isn't it? Bill, I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, you have a good one. Sleep tight.
Good night, Diana.
Good night. Well, good night to anybody who's still out there watching.